Here is some curly hair advice I really think you should stop following. Number 1, curl training. Curl training was a really big thing when I first started my curly journey, which was around the end of 2020. That's when I got really serious into it during lockdown. And I saw all of these curl training videos online, and what this looked like was kind of coiling your hair into twists with deep conditioner in or bond treatments in. And the narrative was that curl training, doing this specific thing, is gonna make your hair curlier. It's gonna help bring back the memory, the curl memory. I always disclaim in my videos, I think it's important to, because I'm not qualified in this subject, but I do research a lot of stuff. Obviously, like, I look online, I read articles. I also trial and error a lot of stuff on my hair, and my hair has really been through a big journey, so I have really been able to work out exactly what my hair does and doesn't need, and what things have quite frankly just wasted my time, and curl training is one of them. Because as far as I'm aware, there is nothing you can do to train your hair. Your hair doesn't have like muscle memory. One thing I am very certain on is that your hair is predetermined by your genetics. Your hair can get curlier due to hormonal changes, going through different phases of life, but everything is actually predetermined by your hair follicles, as far as I'm aware and from what I have read up on. So it wouldn't really make logical sense for you to start twisting your hair with deep conditioner in and expect your dead hair, which has come out of your head and it's not alive, to suddenly remember and just suddenly start forming into curls. Like, it doesn't really logically make sense. But I was hopeful when I started my curly hair journey. I was like, yeah, let's curl train. Let's get these curls back. But what was actually happening was I was taking more care of my hair. And over time, the reason my hair actually did get curlier wasn't to curl training, but it was because as my hair was growing out of my head, that new growth was responding really well to the treatments and things I was doing, and the rest of the hair that was damaged, that I was straightening so often previously, was just, you know, growing further and further off my head, and then obviously getting trims over time. And here we are, I have a head of curls because I was already genetically predisposed to having curly hair. My dad has curly hair. I knew I had curly hair growing up. The reason I manipulated it and ruined it, if you like, is from straightening and bleach. And then this whole curl journey has been to kind of revert back and get back to hair health. And the only way I've done that is through growing out the damage and really just looking after my hair so that new hair growth out of my head can really benefit. The only way you can actually make your hair curlier is getting a perm, like a chemical treatment. That's the only thing that's gonna like manipulate and permanently, well, not permanently because it will grow out and it might loosen over time maybe. I don't really know like much about perms, but that's the only thing that can alter your existing hair, you know, so after wetting your hair, it would go back curly again. In terms of curl training, like the curl training you might see online, I honestly just think it is a waste of time. I really don't think it's doing anything at all, and feel free to correct me, but I am yet to find any sort of scientific evidence to suggest that curl training is a thing. Also, sorry if the lighting is throwing you off here and where I am situated. Something is happening on this side of the room that I'm working on, so I can't film there. I have to film here and rely on the natural light. The sun's going in and out like a light switch, so I'm really sorry about that. But it's all about what I'm saying, you know. This is just a casual video, got my matcha. Anyway, let's get on to number 2. Deep conditioning every single wash day when you have finer hair. This is a really big one. I think a lot of people experience problems, and I know that for sure because people message me with these problems saying that their hair feels limp, stringy, just really greasy, overly soft, weighed down. And these things I think relate to a wide variety of things that I'm going to probably cover in this video. But one thing is, I don't think everyone needs to be deep conditioning once a week. One of the biggest pieces of advice I saw when I first started my curly hair journey was get a deep conditioner, slather it all over your hair once a week because you've got damaged hair. That was kind of like the narrative, and that was the automatic fix. Damaged hair, you want your curls back? Deep conditioner. So I was all over deep conditioners. I had so many of them, and I still do now. I still use deep conditioners, by the way. I'm not slating them. but not everyone needs to deep condition. If you've got very fine hair or even low density, because they're two different things, but if you don't have much hair, it's very easy to weigh your hair down, especially if you're using a rinse out conditioner, a deep conditioner, a leave-in conditioner, then a curl cream. That's so much moisture. You probably don't need all that. Even someone with very thick hair might not need all of that. So I think if you go overboard with this, you could actually cause more damage than good because you're kind of just overdoing it. I actually found when I was overdoing it, my hair would actually turn out like more frizzy. I would seem to like get the opposite effects of it. I actually use my deep conditioners in a very different way now, and I know not everyone agrees with this, but I use my deep conditioner before I shampoo. But I don't really use the deep conditioner to deep condition. I use it to detangle the hair. I use it as like a pre-shampoo treatment to protect my hair. After applying, I actually add a splash of water, which helps to really spread the mask, and this just allows you to detangle with ease. Doing the mask first also prevents my clean conditioned hair from getting weighed down. It ensures that my shampoo is applied to already detangled hair, and that just makes it so much easier for me to distribute it across my scalp evenly without causing hair snags. Everyone always talks about how you should use pre-poo oils, as in the oils that you put on your hair before you shampoo to like kind of help you detangle. Everyone's different, as I always say. I personally don't feel like that's enough for me to get the knots out to use an oil. I just find that I get the least breakage when I'm using a deep conditioner on my wet hair before I shampoo, because what I'm doing is I'm using the deep conditioner to glide like butter through those tangles so that I can go in and shampoo, and so the shampoo can be evenly distributed. I can get even coverage all over my scalp and through my hair lengths. I've just found since doing that I get way less breakage and hair fall. That's just me personally, and I am aware that that can be costly, like if you're just using a deep conditioner to detangle like that, because you are rinsing it out. But what I think could be helpful for some people, if you struggle with tangles and knots, you could use your deep conditioner first like I do. If you still want some of the benefits of the deep conditioner, just leave it in a little bit longer and then go and shampoo a bit later on. I did do a wash day recently because I was testing out some new products for a brand, and I used a shampoo, a conditioner, their deep conditioner, then I went in with their leave-in and then a gel, and my hair was so over moisturized. And I realized in that process I actually don't need like 2 of those moisturizing products. Like I have to decide on that wash day, am I going to use a deep conditioner here? If I am, I probably don't even need a curl cream after that. Can probably go straight in with a gel. So what I'm trying to say is pay attention to like what your hair's telling you. If you're hearing all this advice online, like use deep conditioners, it's going to sort your hair out, and you've been doing that but nothing's really happening, or your curls are feeling overly limp, then take it out of your routine, because I really don't think they're for everyone. I don't think everyone needs them. This actually brings me on to part B of this segment, which is feeling like you have to use a leave-in conditioner and then a cream. So a leave-in conditioner is more like prepping the hair for styling, I have found, and then often a cream can have more defining and sculpting properties, so it's going to actually help kind of form the curl or sculpt it together. So some defining creams can have even a little bit of hold in them, and then you'd use a gel to kind of lock everything in, and that's going to help with longevity and just keeping your curls in place for as many days as possible. What I found is though, often having a leave-in conditioner, then a curl cream, and even potentially like a bit of a moisturizing gel can be way too much. And again, everyone's hair is different. You might need loads of products. Someone else might not need hardly anything at all and just kind of lightweight sprays. But I've been told that I have medium strand thickness, and I would say that I have medium density, but I go through phases because I do have alopecia, so sometimes my hair falls out, so my hair feels less dense. I'd say at the minute though it is medium for both. Also, one thing to quickly note is if you get your hair dyed, that can sometimes make the hair strands swell. So it could even be that my natural hair strands are fine, but they've been made medium from me getting my hair coloured. Just something to note. But for me personally, a leave-in conditioner, then a curl cream, then a moisturising gel, too much. I will notice that my hair's a lot flatter. I'll notice that my hair sometimes has this like frizz to it. It's kind of limp, and that for me would be an over moisturized wash day. What I do is I shampoo and condition as normal and I rinse out a conditioner. Then I'll go in with just a curl cream or just a leave-in conditioner and go in with a gel of choice, whether that's a moisturizing one or not. I find for me that's like the perfect combination for my hair. And if I'm using a deep conditioner on that wash day, it will be before the shampoo to kind of get the tangles out. And actually more recently, and I've spoken about this on my channel, I have been using 2-in-1s quite a lot. That's when I'm using like a conditioner that's designed to either be rinsed out or left in, and sometimes I leave it in. And that kind of bridges the gap between washing and styling and makes the process a bit quicker. But in that scenario, that's like the only moisturizing cream I'm using. After that, instead of rinsing it out, I'm going straight in with a gel. So yeah, you don't have to use all of these moisturizing products just because that's what you're seeing online. Pay attention to your hair's porosity more than the pattern of your hair. The next segment I want to discuss is marketing and how we all might be falling a victim to it. I mean, in all areas of life, to be honest, but specifically what I'm referring to here is like when you start your curly hair journey, it's really easy to think, okay, I've got to chuck out everything that I was using on my straight hair, like it's no good. I mean, that's exactly what I did. I chucked everything out with a silicone in, with a sulfate in, and I really regretted doing that 4 months down the line when I realized that the curly girl method wasn't it for me anyway. I've realized over time that I love sulfates, I love silicones. They do great things for me and my hair is in great nick. My scalp is in great health, but what I mean is in terms of marketing is thinking that like you have to now go and convert to everything curly. You need a good leave-in or a defining cream, you need a good gel and things like that. But when it comes to a lot of shampoos and conditioners, you can most certainly use shampoos and conditioners that are marketed to straight hair or a sleek blowout. You can also use things like styling creams that are used to create sleek straight hair. They're not going to make your hair straight. It's all to do with frizz and moisture content. And if you were to look on the back of 2 bottles between a cream that's designed for a blowout and a cream that's designed for curly hair, in some cases I'm sure you'll find very similar formulations. One of my boyfriend's friends admitted to me once that sometimes he uses hand lotion on his curls. He has curly hair and he has used hand lotion on his hair before, and I'm not telling you to do this, but he said it gives him the most beautiful, like, defined curls. And I laughed so much when I found that out because I was like, what are you doing? And he was like, well, it's just cream. And I was like, light bulb moment. I'm not suggesting you use hand lotion on your curls. Please do not do that. Also, I remember when I started my curly hair journey, I was at my dad's house and I didn't have any products with me, and I washed my hair with his shampoo. And I can't remember what it was. It was like a supermarket brand. And I just remember feeling like I've just had the greatest cleanse. My hair doesn't feel stripped, like my hair feels fine. And I'm not saying you shouldn't use curly shampoos and conditioners because they're the only ones I have in my shower. They're the only ones I really use because I do prefer them. Some brands have brilliant shampoos and conditioners catered to curly hair because they really help with specific things that only people with textured hair experience. So I'm not saying like it's all a scam. I'm just saying that like when it comes to starting your curly hair journey, when you're starting out, you don't need to chuck everything out. Look, you can probably use everything that you've already got except the straightener. Also, as I said earlier, it's really all about your porosity and like the type of texture that you have, like how fine it is, how dense and things like that, as opposed to like how curly your hair is. You can have the curliest hair but it'd be so fine, and you can have more looser waves but have extremely coarse thick hair. Is it high porosity? You know, all of those things rather than your curl type. Next one, only using moisturizing shampoos or co-washing your hair. For me personally, this was the worst piece of advice I took from the curly girl method, or I took in general when it came to embracing my curls for the first time. I completely stopped using cleansing shampoos. I stopped using sulfates. And I had extreme buildup on my scalp and it led to serious scalp problems for me. The main thing I took away from this is, despite what hair you have, everyone needs to cleanse their scalp at some point. I feel like I have to cleanse my scalp pretty regularly, and I've not had any negative thing happen as a result of using sulfates or as a result of cleansing regularly. If anything, my hair is as healthy as it's ever been. It's as shiny. It's not damaged at all. My hair is in a really good state, and I've been using sulfates for the last 3 years, and I've been cleansing my hair once a week, sometimes twice. I do understand why there is a space for a co-wash, because a lot of people do rely on co-washes for that kind of in-between wash day, or some people actually need to go to them regularly because their hair type is so coarse, so thick. They do really need that moisture, and maybe for some people sulfates and cleansing is just too drying for them. I totally get that. But we all have scalps at the end of the day, and scalps do need to be cleaned. At some point in your washing cycle, you do have to cleanse the scalp, just like our skin needs to be cleaned and our bodies need to be cleaned. And if you're only ever using a shampoo that doesn't have proper cleansing agents in them, or they're not strong enough to remove that product buildup, or just general dirt and like environmental dirt, that's going to eventually clog up your follicles, and it could lead to more serious scalp issues. This is what I experienced at the beginning. And once I implemented a shampoo that could cleanse my hair effectively, that's when everything changed for me. I started seeing the best results because my hair could suddenly thrive. Like, my results were better after styling. They weren't weighed down. I didn't have all of this product buildup on my hair, and I had a blank slate when it came to styling. So my hair could really kind of respond well to those products. So my piece of advice to you is to just make sure that somewhere in your washing cycle that you're incorporating a shampoo that can effectively cleanse. And that is it, guys. I really hope some of this advice helped you out a little bit and maybe debunked some myths out there. As I say in all my videos, I'm not an expert or qualified in this area, but I have curly hair myself. I've learned a lot on my curly hair journey, from bringing my hair from extreme damage to now very healthy curly hair. And I really hope that my story and some of the tips I've learned on the way can really help you out. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more curly content from me. I'll see you next week. Bye.